Okay, this is a little bit from my new setup. But I want to talk about the EBT situation, and I don't think it's going to happen. I think the government's about to open up. Um, it could happen. People. It might go on for a little while into November, where people aren't getting their food stamps to be able to buy their food or whatever. It could go a couple weeks at the most. I don't think it's going to go too much, like too far into November. If it does, um, I we're not gonna go. We're not gonna go Thanksgiving and Christmas with people having their EBT shut off. And the ramifications of going through Thanksgiving and Christmas with EBT being shut off and nobody stepping in, like a third party to help out. Because, like, what would have to happen is kind of like our troops in the military, how there's a third party that's paying their salaries. Something like that would have to happen, to make sure that these people are fed. So like they don't start killing each other and killing other people for food. It, you know, and economically it would probably collapse everything as well. So the stores rely on, partial. This is it sucks that our society has gotten like this, to almost like too big to fail. The EBT is too big to fail at. We can't let things get too big to fail. That's the problem. But we have too many people on it for it just to be shut off like that. My thing on EBT is it needs to be limited. It needs to be something that you're not on for generations. It's just something kind of like a little bit more of a length to it than unemployment, but it's not something that you're supposed to be on for like 5 years. And I think that they really shouldn't go based off your income. Like, basically, they make it a trap, dude. If it's like, okay, if I fall into hard times and I need some help to get me through the hard times, um, and I want to try to get ahead. They shouldn't really sit here and they're like, oh, if you made this much, now we're taking this much away from you. It's kind of like, okay, you have it for like 6 months, okay? Go do something. Go make your life better. We're not, go you're getting this free money to supplement your life because you're in dire straits. So we want you to get ahead. We don't want you to sit here on the system. So yes, your expenses are going to be covered for the next 6 months or a year. So you can go out there and if you start generating a ton of money, obviously that stuff gets cut off, or you have to pay it back in some type of way. Like you're making like you're rich basically if you were to flip it around, like, obviously, but the way it's set up is where it's like they just want to keep you on it forever. You know what I mean? So they want to. Oh, I understand why they do that. Where if you make more, they want to know, and they start cutting less off. But it's just like they start cutting more of your benefits off because you make more. People aren't motivated to get off of them. But I just think that, like, not everyone would take advantage of the way I say things should be done or how it could be handled better. Um, but we just need more opportunity. Um, we need the EBT people to only be able to, they shouldn't be able to get food that's bad for them, because we have to pay for their health care too. So, um, it's pretty dumb for us who are investing. We're investing in these people. Oh, because we feel bad for these people, right? Because like they're not like, but like you have to be doing something to be bettering your situation. For instance, like me, I didn't try to get on them. When I had kids, like my wife at the time went and got on them. I had kids I couldn't afford. I screwed up. So I was on that type of stuff. Section 8 housing, food stamps, probably for like 2, 3, the most 4 years, but it's something like that. But in that time, I got my GED. I ended up getting a better job, and then I got off of that stuff. And the whole time I was on that stuff, I had a full-time job, except for like maybe like a month or two when I quit to try to like get a better job. So yeah, like you have to be doing something to be like making your life better or productive to society. And a lot of these people don't have GEDs, and they need to at least get some type of a GED. Um, but like you got to be doing something to, like, you can't just sit on there and just like you collect food stamps and free housing and you're not doing anything productive. You're like, in the fact, you're probably becoming a negative because you're having more kids, because you get more benefits. No, you should be getting cut off. You shouldn't be having any more kids. Anyone that's on this EBT thing, like, if they have 1 or 2 kids, it should be a mandatory hysterectomy on these people so they can't have any more kids, because it's cheaper for a hysterectomy than it is to be paying for a kid for 18 years. I know that sounds brutal, but I'm sorry, that's just how it should be. You can't expect us, the taxpayers, to fund your kids, and you keep on punting out more because you don't want to work or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, it's like you need to start being a productive member of society in some type of way. You can't just sit here, and I understand, like, what needs to happen is women need to make better decisions of who they have kids with. That's what needs to happen. We shouldn't be having all these abortions. That's just way too many abortions a year. Like, that's way too many. That should be so rare. These women need to make better decisions of who they want to start a family with, but they're not out here trying to start families. So it's just get off of the government assistance. And I want to say something to the boomers. This threat, which it could happen, I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't think that these people are going to be cut off. 42 million Americans not going to be able to eat. I doubt it. The government will probably open up, probably very soon. Could be wrong though. Who knows? Get off the government assistance. Oh, if this is where, if unless we make changes, like the Democrats want us to keep on doing what we're doing. And in fact, they want to, like, whatever we're doing on steroids, they want to do more globalization, and having like bigger government, and having more and more people on government assistance because they want to control them. So if we keep on doing this, we're going to run out of other people's money. So eventually people will just stop going to work. And in fact, they'll probably try to get off of the system as much as possible. If they have to live like to be Amish, then they have to. They have to get away from civilization. Like, you know what I mean? Because it just doesn't work. So, you have less people to fund your welfare system, boomers. And that system I won't ever be able to, even though I'm currently paying in it, and I've been paying in it for over the last 20 years, man, for like, I don't know, 28 years now, I've been paying into it. And I can definitely use that money right now, that extra $300 that they take out for that a month. I definitely could use that for myself. I definitely probably would do better with it than what they do with it. But this is what's going to happen to you. Like, the boomers, people who are thinking about relying on Social Security only in the future, the government's going to take care of you. You shouldn't rely on the government to take care of you. And this should scare people who are on EBT to not be comfortable. Like, this is a big wake up call to you people. So anybody on this, you should be trying to better your life to get off of that, and try to be a productive member of society. And what we need is less single moms in the society and more families. And here's another thing too. The only immigrants that we should be bringing in, which I think we should be probably bringing in like less than 500,000 a year, but the only males that we need to be bringing in here are people like Elon, people that can bring in work, who can bring in businesses, who can create jobs. All the rest of the immigrants that come into this country should only be like young women who want to be wives and mothers, and they're in good shape. That's pretty much, I think we owe it to Gen Z. There's not a lot of like women out here nowadays that want to be wives and mothers, so that's looked down on here in America for whatever reason. Even my mom was looked down on when she was a stay-at-home mom, over 40 years ago. So this problem has been going on a while. The stay-at-home mom needs to stop being looked down on. And if you're on welfare, man, like you shouldn't rely on the government being your kid's father. Like, that is such a stupid idea. So dumb. So dumb. We need these women to realize how valuable men really are to society. Stop looking down on us. You're not famous. You're not a celebrity. You ain't shit. You're the same as us. You're a peasant just like us. So quit looking down on us. You're not really that big of a deal. But we need this country to get like the people that get the EBT. What they should get is the essentials. That's all they should get. They shouldn't get snacks. They shouldn't be getting sugar. You want that extra stuff, man? You go work for it like us. You know what I mean? My life, my health insurance, like I should be able to have affordable health insurance. I should be able to go to work and I should be able to like In fact, I have to look at mine, make sure I don't sign up for next year again. I wish I could have. I wish, but like, it's pretty much the way I am looking at it. I need all my money for my bills, so I really can't take on something like health insurance when they really don't pay for nothing anyway. I kind of look at it like, well, if something bad does happen, if God does want something bad to happen to me, then I guess it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So, if he wants my life destroyed, then he can go ahead and do that. What am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? So, um, I can't afford health insurance right now, and I think it doesn't really do any much anywhere. So I'd rather, instead of paying for health insurance, I would rather just, I owe debt, I guess. I owe a hospital bill. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Like, it is what it is. I'll just have to pay all my, what is that? Not emergency room, urgent care. Just like, it's, I think I went to urgent care on health insurance, and I think urgent care on health insurance is probably like $100. And I went to this one in Michigan last year to get a tetanus shot, and I think it was like $125. I mean, I'm just like, okay, why am I paying for health insurance? If I'm just gonna go to urgent care and I have to, yeah, I'm gonna pay more than like, okay, pay like $25-$50 extra for that visit, and you know what I mean? It's not like I go to urgent care and they make me pay $1,000. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, you know what I'm saying, dog. You know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, I think that we're probably, I think EBT will be fine. But I definitely think that this should be a big wake up call to people to get their life, like, do something with yourself, man. Like, try to make yourself better. Uh, you can't just sit around and not do nothing. You gotta be a productive member of society. We got too many people that are just relying on the system, that are not independent, whether they're relying on the government, whether they're parents, or maybe an ex-spouse. You know what I mean? Like, we have to try to be independent as possible. That's what I'm trying to teach my kids right now. We have to. It is hard to be independent nowadays. It is, because stuff is really expensive. It's really hard to make it nowadays. And nowadays, being a man, I am so uninspired about what I see out here when it comes to like, somebody I might want to date. I'm so uninspired what I see out here, and I can feel for Gen Z, because I see I'm in the dating world, so like, I see what they see, and it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. If you want to have a family, there really isn't that out here to find. Like, you see a lot of masculine women. They are the men of their own life. So it's like, can I find a feminine woman that wants to be a wife and a mother? And yeah, a humble woman that, I guess, guess what we got to do? We have to live more of a modest lifestyle to have a family for a while, not forever, but for a little bit, because our kids are small. And then, like, you know what I mean? You can just have, when she gets to be a certain age, like the kids get to be a certain age, you can sit here and then you can go to work and do stuff like that and help out the family more, and they can have better stuff. But like, I think that everyone, I feel like people don't know how to build anything, and that for me at this point in my life, I'm like, my stuff is okay, but it's definitely not an awesome life. I need somebody to build with to have an awesome life. So it just seems like a lot of women out here don't want to built. They want everything already built for them, and then they just come in there and they just relax and be lazy. And it's like, no, man, like, because if this all that can go away anytime. Anything that I have created, anything that I have a value can be taken from me at any time, um, including my life. So like, all this could be gone. So if whatever I built and you're only with me for what I built and I lose it, well, you're gonna be gone too. So why would I take you fucking serious? I want a ride or die woman. I want somebody that's going to have my back. I want a woman that's going to be loyal. Yeah, I come on the hard times, we go through a little bit of hard times. We get through it together. We figure it out together. How do we get through this rough patch? Because I'm the type that I get knocked down. I can be knocked down for a little bit, but I get back up, man. I want to start. I want to be able to do better things. You know what I mean? So like, it's like, that's hard to find. Hard to find somebody loyal that's like, okay, I lost my job. Okay, so now what do we do? How do we pivot now together? How do we pivot? It's not like, oh, I lost my job and then now she's gone. No. So that is hard to find nowadays. That is so hard. It's so hard to find loyalty. And in fact, I test the fuck out of people nowadays. I test you. I will test you. Even if I don't mean to test you, I'll still fucking test you. I test women all the time. Like this one that was talking to me for a little bit. She wanted to meet up and she just wanted to hook up. She just wants to hook up. And she's pretty good looking. She's not fat. She's got big tits. I'm not even into tits. She's really pretty. And she lives like pretty far from me right now. She's like 160 miles away. So like, that to me is pretty far, but she wants to hook up. So like, she could probably, I could go, I'm not really about that. You know what I mean? I don't really want to do that anymore. I don't really just want to hook up. Like, I want to hook up for sure, but it's like, I want more than that. I want to hook up, but I want a girlfriend. You know what I mean? I want somebody like, I want to hook up all the time with you, only you, because I don't want to worry about STDs and, yeah, I don't want you going anywhere else. It's like, I don't want to get to know anybody else. I'm tired of trying to get to know people. I don't like going out and meeting strangers anymore, and trying to put on this entertainment, trying to entertain them, trying to have good energy, trying to like make sure I'm like perfect all the time. I do everything perfect, and then we don't really like, we match up well and we don't really vibe well though in person. It's just kind of like, but yeah, I don't know. What was it saying? What was I talking about? It kind of derailed my thought. Why was I talking about her? She wants to hook up. I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to brag or anything like that. I'm not trying to brag. What was I going to talk about with that? Damn it. I had a point, but I went into like a bunch of other stupid nonsense. I guess I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure, I hope somebody can connect some dots if they watch this and understand what was trying to go with that story. I was going somewhere, but I lost train of thought. And this is supposed to be about EBT anyway. But whatever. I am thinking about writing a book again. And I'm still debating how I want to write it. Do I want to write it journal style, continue my journals? Because like I'm not gonna like I have an idea. The name of the book is gonna be Back to the Kitchen. Okay. And it's gonna be about, you know, making women better or whatever like that. Anyway, so like that's just gonna be like a couple chapters, kind of like my first book. You know, my first book had like every chapter was basically a different topic, and it'll probably be something like that. But yeah, we need to get women back to wanting to be wives and mothers again, and in all of this trying to like, but it comes on to us as men to show that um, they have to trust us, man. They don't trust us. They don't trust us with their emotions, okay? So we have to be mature as men if we have a blessing, because if you have a good situation for your kid, and you get, the reason I tell my kids not to have kids right now, because I don't feel like it's a good situation for us. Not to say that that can't change, but like you could have a kid nowadays, and if we were in a better situation, I would say have kids, have a bunch of kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying, dog? But like, yeah, I would say have a bunch of kids right now. But we're not in a really good spot to be able to support those kids, and I don't know the future for those kids. So I don't want them being brought up in crap. And I'm not taking care of kids anymore. I will for the right price. Oh, if some like Ashley St. Clair, you know, like any of you prominent people, like, yeah, you know, maybe like a Candace Owens becomes single, like, hey, you know, in that type of situation, sure. But no more broke women. I'm not taking any care of kids of any more broke women, because I'm not in a good. If I was in a good spot, okay. You know, if I was in a good spot like them, like those women, sure, okay. Like but I'm not. I'm barely scraping by. So I'm barely scraping by. You know what I mean? So, uh, it doesn't make any sense for me to. I've already done that. I've already tried that, and that's extremely hard, and it didn't work. And I want to be in a good spot if I'm gonna help people. You know what I mean? And I'm not. I'm not in a good spot right now. So I'm in an okay spot. I'm in an okay spot. But my spot is pretty much don't lose what I have. Don't lose what I have. So, but right now is so weird. It's such a weird time, and it's gonna get a lot weirder. So, yes, I'm a music producer, and soon I will be producing music videos that go along with my music, which is gonna be absolutely amazing. I could do it right now, but I'm not gonna pay $40 a video. I'm just not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. So they do have the technology. And I will be a movie producer, a TV show producer. I'm gonna do both. And I will probably make a video game at some point. Everyone's gonna be able to. So you know what I mean? Anybody can make music. So like anybody's gonna be able to do, like, you know what I mean? So it's not really a big deal. Oh, I have a my own record label. Anybody can do it. It's not, you get a couple extra bucks. It's not that hard. But yeah, so that's it for this video, I guess. Try to get off of, if you're on government assistance, try to get off of it. I know it's hard right now, but you see what could happen. It can get turned off, and it will be turned off. this right now is going to happen. What if this doesn't happen? Like, this is probably won't happen, but it will happen in the future. This is what people on EBT. This will happen if we continue. If we get past this, which I think we will, at some point this will happen though. EBT will be shut off because there won't be enough money to fund it. We can't continue to print out a trillion more, 2 trillion more, a couple trillion every year, more than we bring in to try to like subsidize that. We can't keep doing that. We're causing a lot of problems with our economy. We're causing a lot of economic problems. We're causing inflation problems. We're wasting a lot of money. We're wasting so much fucking money right now. It's unbelievable how much money we've been wasting. So I think that we need to take one of these places. I say take New York. If they elect that Mondani guy, then we can have New York become the EBT capital of America. Like we need to have all these people in one spot. Like, to be honest, like I'm talking about the people that are 100% reliant on there and they refuse to work. We need to consolidate these people. We need our cities to be amazing. We need to start kicking these people out of our cities, to be honest. If you're not going to be productive members of society, then you're getting kicked out. You're being exiled. We're going to take you and we're going to use the government and we're going to kick you out of our state. we'll send you, we'll make sure you get to somewhere else, but you're somebody else's problem now. You're not going to be our problem anymore. We want our cities to be amazing. Now, if you want to be a productive member of society, not rob, steal, kill, trying to like screw over the system, be a civilized person, that's cool. But if you don't want to be because you want to be ultra tribal and fuck the man, then like you can go over here because we don't want you here anymore. We don't want to be a part. I don't give a shit who you are. Get the fuck out of here. Just go over there. That's, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to say. Like, our city should be beautiful. We shouldn't be putting up with violence. There shouldn't be violence. Like, you turn down the wrong street and like you're in downtown, which is amazing in all of these cities. Downtown is always like really nice. You go down the wrong place, a couple of blocks down, boom, you're in like the worst place in America. It's like, really, man, like, why do we have to live like this? Why do we have to have like horrible? Let's just have like one place be horrible, not all like spread around. Like, and because if you're relying on the government, you're out of here. You're out of here, man. Like, if you're not trying to better yourself, you're out of here. Like, we're kicking you out of this state. We're kicking you out of this city. You can go over there to Illinois and to Chicago or New York or Portland or California somewhere. Go live there, man. We don't want you here. They'll give you free shit. Let them, like, just send them all over there. And all these people that want just free shit and they don't want to, like, be a productive member of society, they don't want to be civil, we should just send them all over there. Send them all these blue places. They love that stuff. They send them there. We want to have nice civil society in our, like, that's why I want to live in, a nice civil society. This is why I live in a tiny town. This is why I live in a town that's like the biggest city is like 2 hours away from me. I like this. I don't want to live by a big city. The best place I would like to live would be like in Idaho, right by Spokane. In Spokane or Coeur d'Alene, right there. Because you're 5 hours away from any major city. I think that's huge because these major cities are just so sad. They're just pathetic, man. They should be like beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. There shouldn't be any type of like poop, poop. Really, poop cities? Come on, man. Like where people are like going backwards. You know what I mean? It's so crazy. Is this thing real? When is somebody gonna pull the plug? Is the plug gonna be pulled on this simulation? I asked a coworker the other day, when do you think the plug is gonna be pulled on this simulation? um, just so weird, so upside down. I definitely don't think that I was born in this dimension. So I don't know, because of the Mandela effect. But I think that's about it